Hi, Nana. Today we will learn about the molecules with more than one chiral center. Okay, how the molecules are show optical isomerism with more than one chiral center. For example, here the maximum possible number of isomers when a compound is having two chiral centers. First of all, we learn with two chiral centers, and afterwards we will go with more number of chiral centers. So here, first of all, when two chiral centers are present, then the maximum number of maximum possible number of isomers will be 4. So maximum will be 4. That means maybe less than 4. So some compounds have less than 4 isomers, even they possess two chiral centers. Okay. Right. Next. Why? What is the reason for some compounds have less than 4 isomers though they possess two chiral centers? So here the reason is because of the presence of mesoforms. Okay, when mesoforms are present, then the number of compounds will be isomers will be less. Next, when 3 groups on each chiral atom is same. When 3 groups on each chiral atom is same. For example, here this is a chiral atom. This is a chiral atom. So it is having 4 different groups. And even this is also another chiral atom. Okay. And here also these 4 are different groups. But if you compare these two chiral atoms, the 3 groups which are attached on this chiral atom, so it is having in the, on the other chiral atom also there are the same 3 groups. See, in this case there are 2 chiral centers. Okay, and these two chiral carbon, they are having 3 groups, similar groups. So if any here when 2 chiral centers are present and when 3 groups on each chiral atoms is same on both sides, okay, then one of the isomers have a plane of symmetry. See, look here. So this compound, so actually it is called as a tartaric acid. So it is having 3 stereoisomers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I will give you a formula to find the number of stereoisomers after discussion of this one. So actually this is having 3 stereoisomers. Out of these 3 stereoisomers, so one of the form, one form out of these 3 forms will be mesoform. This is mesoform. So that means when 3 groups on each chiral atoms is same on both sides, then one of the isomers have a plane of symmetry. So this isomer is having plane of symmetry. See, that means there is a plane. If you draw a plane, so this plane will divide this molecule into 2 equal halves which are exactly similar. So this half is exactly mirror image of this half. Okay, so this half of the molecule, it is exactly mirror image of this half. Suppose if you keep any mirror, then so this part will appear like this part in the mirror. That means this molecule is having here a plane of symmetry is present. Due to the presence of plane of symmetry, so this molecule is said to be having, it is said to be mesoform. Okay, so that means here if 2 chiral centers are there and 3 carbons, 3 groups on both chiral centers, if they are similar, so in that case there will be only 3 isomers. Out of 3 stereoisomers, so one of the stereoisomer will be mesoform. So mesoform will always be optically inactive because due to the internal compensation, always mesoform will be optically inactive because this part, if this part rotates the plane polarized right side, then this part will rotate the plane polarized left side. Okay, or else or else if this part rotates plane polarized light left side, this part will rotate the plane polarized light right side. Okay, so that means these two, they rotate the plane polarized light in opposite directions. Okay, but in equal amounts. Okay, but in equal degrees. So therefore what happens, compensation of both side rotation are compensated. So such compensation is said to be internal compensation. So in mesoform, internal compensation is present. So due to the presence of internal compensation, what happens, so that therefore that mesoform will be optically inactive. Okay, so that means this compound, so this tartaric acid, even here this particularly mesoform, even after possessing two chiral center, two chiral carbons, then this mesoform is optically inactive. So remember that always mesoform will be optically inactive. See, out of these three forms of tartaric acid, so these three are the stereoisomers of tartaric acid, but here this is mesoform and it is optically inactive. So this is a DL pair. Okay, so suppose if it is dextro, then it is levorotatory. Suppose if it is levorotatory, this will be dextrorotatory. So we cannot decide whether this one is levorotatory or dextrorotatory, because the levorotatory or dextrorotatory can be determined only through experiments, experimentally determined things. Okay, so we cannot tell which one is D and which one is L. Okay, hence simply we can tell that these two together we call it as a DL pair. DL pair. Okay, see, out of these three stereoisomers, 1 and 2 are said to be enantiomers because they are non-superimposable mirror images. These two are enantiomers, non-superimposable mirror images. If you compare one, if you take 1 and 3, so these two are not superimposable, and they are not mirror images also. So 1 and 3, they are not superimposable and non-mirror images. Hence these two are diastereomers. And even 2 and 3 also, they are not superimposable and non-mirror images. Hence these two and 3 are also diastereomers. So 1 and 2 are enantiomers, 2 and 3 are diastereomers. Even 1 and 3 also are diastereomers. Okay. In most cases, if more than 2 chiral centers, see, we'll learn some more points. See, in most cases, if more than 2 chiral centers are present, that means if more than 2 chiral centers are present in most of the cases, so the number of optical isomers will be calculated as 2 to the power of n, where n is number of chiral centers. Okay, and in some case, in most of the cases, so this formula is correct. Okay, that means maximum number of chiral, the maximum number of optical isomers will be 2 to the power of n. But in some cases, the number is less than 2 to the power of n. Why? Because of due to the presence of mesoform. Okay, right? So that means in most of the cases, if a compound is having more than 2 chiral centers, then we have to follow the number of optical isomers to calculate the number of isomers, optical isomers. The formula is 2 to the power of n, where n is number of chiral centers. And in some cases, certain cases, what happens, the number is less than 2 to the power of n. This is due to the presence of mesoforms. Okay, for example, if you take this compound 2,3,4 pentane triol. Okay, so pentane triol, that means 3 alcohol groups which are present on second carbon, third carbon, third carbon and fourth carbon. Okay, see, remember that, so in Fischer projection, So the numbering will be from top to bottom. Always remember that in Fisher projection the numbering will be from top to bottom. So this carbon will always get a number 1 position, the carbon which is present vertically upside, okay, on the top. Okay, so now if you see this compound, I mean this compound, it is having 3 isomers, sorry 4 isomers, 1 2 3 4. So after 4 isomers, suppose this is one isomer, so it is nothing but mesoform, because so if this is the plane, if you divide this molecule through this plane, I mean by this one, what happens? So this portion will be exactly equal to this portion. So these two are alike. These two are mirror images. This portion and this portion are mirror images. So if this is the plane of separation, then what happens? So this appears in the mirror like this, and this appears in the mirror like this. So that means these two parts will form the mirror images to each other. Hence what happens due to internal compensation? So that molecule is optically inactive. I mean this is called as mesoform. This is having plane of symmetry. So any mesoform will be optically inactive, and even this is also another mesoform. So here simply this hydrogen and OH, they are reversed, and other parts are like that only. So only the middle portion, hydrogen and OH, they are inverted. Okay, so here even in this case also, here this plane, if you divide this molecule through this plane, what happens? So this part of the molecule and this part, so these two halves are equal, identical. Okay, so that means this part is a mirror image of this one, and this part is a mirror image of that one. So if that is the case, what happens? So both of them, I mean this part will compensate the rotation of this part. That means internal compensation takes place. Hence this is also optically inactive. This is also mesoform. Now if you take the same compound, but so here with the same compound, two optical isomers are present. So these two are optically active enantiomers, okay, or else DL pairs. So here if this is the molecule, then its mirror image is this one, and these two are non-superimposable mirror images. Hence they are called as DL pairs or else enantiomers. See in this case, third and fourth structures are enantiomers. See 1 and 2, or even 1 and 3, 1 3, and even 1 and 4, 1 and 4. So all these are what? They are not stereoisomers. They are not enantiomers. They are diastereomers. Even 2 and 3 and 2 and 4 also. Even 2 3 and 2 4. So these are also diastereomers. All these are what? Diastereomer pairs. They are diastereomers to each other. But 3 and 4, these two are what? Enantiomers to each other. They are enantiomers. Okay, so there will be a counter to calculate. There is a formula to calculate the number of optical isomers. We will learn the formula now. Okay, the number of optical isomers. calculation of number of optical isomers. So there are certain formulas to know the number of optical isomers possible with a given molecular formula or else with a given structure. Suppose if n is equal to number of stereo centers, if n is equal to number of stereo centers means here for optical isomerism we have to consider as chiral centers. If n is number of chiral centers, then number of optically active forms will be, so can be known by two ways. Okay, for non-meso compounds we use one formula, and for meso compounds we use another formula. For meso compounds, for non-meso compounds and for meso compounds, number of optically active forms. Number of optically active forms. See, for non-meso forms, so number of optical isomers or else optically active. OA means optically active. So optically active forms, the number of optically active forms will be equal to 2 to the power of n. 2 to the power of n. Okay. So if number of optical forms will be 2 to the power of n, then number of enantiomer pairs will be half of this one. So enantiomeric pairs will be enantiomeric. Optically active forms means enantiomers. Then enantiomeric pairs means half of this one, half of 2 to the power of n. Half of 2 to the power of n. So with this formula will helps us to calculate the number of enantiomeric pairs for a non-meso compound. If it is a meso compound, then number of enantiomeric pairs, how can we calculate the number of enantiomeric pairs? Again, here also meso compounds with even number of chiral centers and meso compounds with the odd number of chiral centers. Okay, meso compounds with the even number of chiral centers, and meso compounds with the odd number of chiral centers, chiral centers. So to calculate the number of optically active forms when the compound is meso compounds and it is having even chiral centers, then so the number of optically active forms will be, so here in this case under such conditions, so number of optically active forms will be equal to 2 to the power of n minus 1. 2 to the power of n minus 1. And here here also even in these conditions also that means meso compounds having optical chiral centers, okay, meso compounds having odd chiral centers, so the number of optical isomers formed by it will be equal to 2 to the power of n minus 1. Then enantiomer pairs will be half of this one. Enantiomer pairs will be half of 2 to the power of n minus 1, and here also will be, okay, it will be equal to half of 2 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, but here how many mesoforms are there? If the compound is having meso nature, then how many mesoforms are there? So the number of Number of mesoforms formed. The number of mesoforms formed by the compound will be calculated by using the formula 2 to the power of n by 2 minus 1. 2 to the power of n by 2 minus 1. So the number of mesoforms formed by a compound which is having some meso nature. Okay. We will see some examples of this one. Okay. Next, number of mesoforms when odd chiral centers are present. Number of mesoforms when odd chiral centers are present, then it will be equal to, so for even it is n by 2, for odd it will be n plus 1 by 2, n plus 1 by 2. So rest of the things are same. So instead of n by 2 we'll write n plus 1 by 2. So the remaining formula, the rest of the formula will be same in both the cases. For example, in the we have discussed in a previous example 2,3,4 pentane triol, pentane triol. Okay, so this is the compound. So here if you see pentane triol, normally you will write, so 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Pentane means so 5 carbon chain, triol so 2 3 4, and that means on second carbon, on third carbon, and on fourth carbon, so there are 3 alcohol groups. Okay, right. Next, here that means it is having CH3 and it is also CH3. It is having one hydrogen and hydrogen. So this is the compound. So now, so with this compound, so the number of optically active forms of this compound now we will calculate. So this is the structure of the compound. So by looking into the structure, it is understood that, so this is not a chiral center and this is also not a chiral center, but this is a chiral center because, so this carbon is having 4 different groups. This is different from this group and this group and this group. So even this is also a chiral center and even this is also chiral center. So how many chiral centers are there? So n is equal to 3. The number of chiral center is equal to 3. Okay. So now first here there is a here it is a mesoform. So here it is a mesoform. If you already we have seen. So if you divide this one, okay, along this plane, then it will be mesoform. So that means this compound is having mesoform. So that means we don't use this formula. So because it is for non-meso compounds. This formula is applicable for non-meso compound. So now we will go with this formula. So and in this also, so which one we have to take? So here number is n is equal to 3. That means odd chiral center. So number of, so as this is odd chiral center because n is equal to 3. So here we have to use these formulas. So optically active forms will be 2 to the power of 3 minus 1. 2 to the power of 3 minus 1 means 2 to the power of 2. That means 4. So already we have seen. So it is having 4 optical isomers in our previous examples. Before discussing about this one, so we have discussed this one. So it is having 4. It is having 4 optically active forms are how many? 4. Next, enantiomeric pairs. Enantiomeric pairs. How many enantiomeric pairs are there? So half of this one. So that means there are 2 enantiomeric pairs. So enantiomeric pairs are 2. So already we have seen in our previous case, we have seen that there are 2 enantiomeric pairs. So this compound, so that means DL, only one DL, that means 2 enantiomers. Next, number of mesoforms. How many mesoforms are there? 2 mesoforms are there. So already in the previous example we have seen that there are 2, in this compound is having 2 mesoforms. Okay, and here it is having 2 enantiomer pairs. So mesoforms are 2. Mesoforms is equal to 2. So like this we can calculate number of optical isomers. So this is one of the example. Okay, right. So these are formula which can be used to calculate the number of optically active forms. Okay, so optically active forms will be two. There are two formulas to find the optically active forms. So one is for 2 to the power of n, and another one is 2 to the power of n minus 1. So in both the cases it will be n minus 1 only. So for non-meso compounds we will use this formula, but for meso compounds we will use the other formula. Okay, so like this uh, we can discuss. Okay, right. Next we will learn about the DL configuration. So this is so far we have discussed about that RS configuration we have discussed already. So now we will discuss about DL configuration. DL configuration, it is also called as a relative configuration. RS configuration, it is called as absolute configuration. So but DS configuration, DL configuration is called as, it is a relative configuration. What is configuration? Configuration is nothing but how the groups are distributed around a particular chiral center is said to be the configuration of that chiral center. Okay, so here based on that configuration, so here configurations are of two types. One is absolute configuration, another one is relative configuration. Already we have discussed about RS nomenclature, that means absolute configuration. So now we will discuss about DL system, DL configuration, DL system. Okay, or else it is also called as relative configuration. Okay, see, actually this system is used to give the configuration of this system, DL system. It is used to give the configuration of mainly the compounds like carbohydrates. Okay, carbohydrates, amino acids. Okay, and their derivatives, and that means derivatives of carbohydrates and derivatives of amino acids. Their derivatives. Okay, so in order to give the configuration of either particularly etc. That means these are the main things. Okay, carbohydrates, amino acids, and their derivatives. Okay, next see, actually the simplest carbohydrate, simplest the simplest carbohydrate which is chiral, the simplest chiral carbohydrate. Okay, that is so here it should be, remember that that carbohydrate, it should be chiral. So the simplest chiral, I will write like this: simplest chiral carbohydrate. Simplest chiral carbohydrate is nothing but, it is nothing but glyceraldehyde. It is glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde. Okay, so its formula will be like this: CHOOH H CH2OH. Okay, so this is what this is. So actually this is the chiral center, and this is aldehyde group. Okay, see, carbohydrates they contain mainly two different types of groups. Carbohydrates are of two types: aldoses, aldoses and ketosis. Aldoses and ketosis. So what are aldoses? Aldoses, they contain aldehyde group. Okay, and ketoses, they contain ketone group. Okay, ketone group. So aldoses and ketoses. So these carbohydrates are of two types. See, the simplest the simplest carbohydrate, the simplest chiral carbohydrate. The simplest chiral carbohydrate is glyceraldehyde, because this glyceraldehyde is having chiral center. One chiral center is present. Okay, and it is carbohydrate. Okay, what is the meaning of carbohydrate? Carbohydrate means, so it is having how many carbons are there? Two carbons are there, and how many hydrogens are there? Here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 hydrogens, and how many oxygens are there? Three oxygens are there. Suppose if I write like this, I can write like this also, the same structure. So H2O taken thrice. So this is called as hydrate. Hydrate means water molecule. So carbon and water are present. So here hence they are said to be carbohydrates. So this is a carbohydrate. So carbons and hydrates. Hydrates means H2O molecules. So actually they are not directly present as H2O molecules. They are present, the hydrogen and oxygen are distributed like this. They are present like this. Okay. But simply we'll call them as carbohydrates. Okay. Right. The simplest chiral carbohydrate is glyceraldehyde, and this glyceraldehyde, it is taken as a standard. Okay, it is taken as a standard to specify the configuration of the different molecules. Okay, right. So generally, so here uh, this is the what? This is CHO group. From CHO group, so we have to see so many chiral centers will be there. But here in this particular molecule, there is only one chiral center. This is not a chiral carbon, because it is having two similar hydrogens. Two similar groups are attached to this carbon. Two hydrogens are attached. Okay, these two hydrogens are similar. Hence, we cannot consider this carbon as a chiral center. Okay, simply it is not a chiral center. So there is only one chiral center. Okay, see now from this aldehyde group, so the farthest chiral center is this one. Farthest means the long, I mean more distantly. So the more distantly located chiral center is this one. So from this group, we have to consider the more distantly located chiral center. And in that distantly, here in this case, there is only one chiral center. So it is okay. So here, now in that chiral center, if you see the OH group, if it is attached towards the right side, if the OH group is attached towards the right side, then it is said to be D configuration. D configuration. Okay, suppose if it is left side, if the farthest chiral carbon, if it is having OH2 groups in carbohydrates, we are discussing about carbohydrates. In first of all, we'll discuss about carbohydrates. Okay, in carbohydrates. So first of all, we'll discuss about carbohydrates, and after that we'll discuss about amino acids, and later on their derivatives. So in carbohydrates, the simplest carbohydrate is glyceraldehyde. Okay, so the carbohydrates are of two types: aldoses and ketoses. Aldoses contain CHO group, and ketoses contains ketone group. So this is aldehyde group. So from aldehyde or else from ketone, so we have to check the farthest. That means the it should be far away. So the maximum distance, it should be far away. Okay, so here this is the farthest chiral center, and in that farthest chiral center, we have to look into the OH group. For example, if OH group is present towards the right side, then it is said to be D form. Okay, on right side. Okay, if it is towards the left side, then it is said to be L form, L configuration. L configuration. Take another example. Suppose CHO group. So here OH, H, OH. Let us assume something H, OH, H, and CH2OH. Let us see. So this is also carbohydrate only. See, look here. So from CHO group, we have to see how many chirals are there, chiral centers are there. So this is a chiral center. This is also another chiral center, and this is also another chiral center. Okay. So out of so many chiral center, we have to see which chiral center is far away from the CHO group. The chiral center which is far away from the CHO group. So in that chiral center, if OH group is present towards the right side, then this entire compound is said to be, it is having D configuration. Okay, then this compound is having D configuration. Suppose if I take the same compound, but suppose if I take the same molecular formula, but the arrangement is like this. So now this in this compound, so this is aldehyde group, CHO group. So from here from CHO group, how many chiral centers are there altogether? So this is one chiral center, this is another chiral center, this is also another chiral center. So which chiral center is far away from this CHO group? So this chiral center is far away from the CHO. So on that chiral center, OH group. So we have to find where that OH group is present, towards the left side or else towards the right side. So in this particular compound, so the farthest chiral center, it is having OH group towards the left side. Hence, it is said to be L form, L configuration, or else L form, L configuration. Now that compound is having the relative configuration of this compound is L configuration. The relative configuration of this compound is D configuration. So like this, if OH group at the farthest chiral center from either CHO or else CO group, if it is present on the right side, then it is said to be D configuration. If it is present on the left side, then it is said to be L configuration. Okay. For example, let us take another example. Fructose. Let us take another example of fructose. What is fructose? Fructose is called as fruit sugar. It is called as fruit sugar. So fructose, it is having two configurations. It is available in two configurations. So D configuration and L configuration. Okay, D fructose and L fructose. So here fructose, actually fructose is a keto sugar. It is a ketose sugar, not aldehyde sugar. It is not aldose sugar. So fructose is a ketose sugar. So its formula is similar to glucose. Glucose and fructose have same molecular formula but different structures. The functional group in both of them is different. Suppose if I take glucose, it is called as animal sugar. Okay, glucose is animal sugar. Okay, fructose is fruit sugar, glucose is animal sugar. See, even glucose is also having D form as well as L form. So the molecular formula wise, if you take glucose, its molecular formula is C6H12O6, and even fructose is also having same molecular formula, C6H12O6. The molecular formula of both glucose and fructose is same, C6H12O6. But if you see the structure of fructose, so here how many carbons? 6 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here, so in fructose, keto group is present. Ketose. So ketone group cannot start at the end. So it should be always keto will be present in the center. So at least it should be second carbon. So here this is the keto group. Okay. So and here on the first carbon, so actually there are two hydrogens and one OH group attached to it. Okay, already this is having four bonds. So here one OH, H, OH, H, OH, H, and CH2OH. So this is not a chiral, this is also not a chiral, and even this is not a chiral. So there are three chiral centers. There are three chiral centers present in it. Okay. So how many chiral centers are there? Three chiral centers. So this is one chiral center, this is another chiral center, and the third chiral center is this one. So which chiral center is far away from the this group, this functional group? Okay, either from this functional group or else from this functional group. So we have to count which chiral center is far away. So from this from ketone functional group of this carbohydrate, so the farthest chiral center is this one, and in the farthest chiral center, OH group is present towards the right side. OH group is present towards the right side. Hence, the name of this compound is D-fructose. 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 Okay. So here I will draw another thing, CH2OH, and I will write a CH2OH like this only. How many? 6 carbons. So this is D-fructose. How L-fructose will be? How L-fructose will look like? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons, CH2OH here also. Okay, so this will the as it is fructose, I will write a ketone functional group. So here OH, H, OH, H, OH, H. Now this is fructose. So which fructose? The fructose with which relative configuration. So this fructose is having D. It is called as a D fructose. Okay, but this fructose, it is L fructose. Why? Because here this is one chiral center, another chiral center, another chiral center. So from this CO group, so this chiral center is farther away, farthest away. So now on the farthest chiral center, so the OH group is present towards the left side. OH group is present towards the left side. So always we have to give the DL system of configuration based on the OH group which is attached to the chiral center, and that chiral center should be far away from the either CO group or else from CHO group. Okay. So now here the OH group is present towards the left side. Hence it is said to be L. It is said to be L fructose. It is L fructose. Okay. So in this way we can give DL configuration. Okay. See, one thing we have to remember that. So here this is D fructose. It may be, it is optically active. Okay, because of presence of chiral centers. So number of chiral center, number of optical isomers can be calculated by using the formula already we have discussed in our previous discussion, previous concept. So based on that we can find the number of optical isomers. Okay, and one thing here, this compound we cannot say whether it is L form or whether it is L form or D form, dextro or levo. So D is different. This is different. D and L. This is different. This is relative configuration. So dextro means plus, and levo plus. Levo means minus. So we cannot say whether this though it is a D fructose, we cannot say whether it is a dextrorotatory or levorotatory. Okay, suppose if this is the dextrorotatory, then this will be the levorotatory. If this is the levorotatory, then this will be the dextrorotatory. If D form, so based on that only we can identify these two DL system of configuration. Okay, suppose this is D form, this will be the L form. L form means here if it is dextrorotatory, then this will be levorotatory. So this DL is different from dextro and levo. Okay. So this is related to relative configuration, but that is related to rotation. So rotation wise, it may show positive rotation of the, I mean spin, that means it may be clockwise, it show clockwise rotation of the plane polarized light, or else anti-clockwise rotation of the plane polarized light. Suppose if d fructose shows clockwise rotation, then L fructose shows anti-clockwise rotation. Okay, so like that we cannot decide. So the dextrorotatory or levorotatory can be decided only based on the experiments only, we can say. So it is experimental thing. Suppose if you see discuss about glucose, so this is about fructose. Already we have discussed about fructose. See, glucose is also having same molecular formula, but glucose it is having it is an aldehyde sugar. Okay, aldose sugar. So that means, so the terminal, the first carbon will be aldehyde group, and rest of the carbons, so they possess OH groups and hydrogen groups like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6. So this is glucose. So this is CHO group. So this is chiral center, this is also chiral center, this is chiral center, and even this is also chiral center. How many chiral centers are there? 4 chiral centers are there. And which chiral center is far away from the CHO group? So this chiral center is far away from the CHO group, and this chiral center is having OH group towards the left side. Hence it is said to be L glucose. L glucose. It may be positive dextrorotatory or else levorotatory. Okay, we cannot no one can tell that this L glucose it is dextrorotatory or else levorotatory. So that can be known only from the experiment only. Okay, so this concept is different, plus or minus, this concept is different, dextrorotatory or levorotatory. But we are discussing about a DL system or else a relative configuration. So what is the relative configuration of this one is this one is L configuration. L means here that means relative configuration of this this chiral center. Particularly we are discussing about the chiral center which is far away from the CHO group or else CO group. So DL system or else relative configuration, it is the configuration related to the chiral center which is far away from the CHO group or else far away from the CO group. Okay, so that one only, that particular chiral center only, we will based on that particular chiral center only, we will give the configuration to that compound. Okay, so, right. Then how will be the D fructose? So if OH group is this side and H group is this side, then it is said to be D fructose, D glucose. Okay,